There were 6 of us, 4 kids and mum and dad. We were all very close to one another. We lived a comfortable lifestyle. We had a little farm, and all that combined together equaled that we had a good living. Now, looking back at the various points, it was clear it was coming. We had hatred speeches, you had nationalists coming to power, and all of these things can lead to trouble that I've witnessed and survived. I was 17 years old when the trouble started. I was completing my 3rd year of a college course in mechanical engineering. Some of my lecturers at the time were absent. They were taking part in fighting for Yugoslav National Army in Croatia. Things were not looking good, and there was trouble ahead. They started cleansing all the surrounding villages, including the neighboring village of Vrpolje, to drive all the Muslim population out completely, to create an area which one human race lives, and everybody else is not welcome in there anymore. At the start of August the 11th, which is just 3 days after my birthday, we had a normal day harvesting some crops, and we tried settling for the night. At that point, there was a knock on our door. Dad went to speak to them. They were actually asking for somebody else. So they were asking for a neighbour. So Dad said, look, this is not his house. I'm Mesut. He says, never mind, don't be afraid, come with us, just show us where his house is. Basically, they had a list of all the influential people in the village they wanted to kill. After about 10 to 15 minutes, we heard the gunshots. All night we were just waiting for Dad, because the promise was that they couldn't put questioning at the time. So the morning came, Mum went towards the house, and as they were approaching the house, they could see the bodies lying on the road. We were waiting in the centre of the village. Mum was crying and just saying, you haven't got Dad anymore. 4 bodies on the main road, scattered, unrecognisable, some of them. It's important to speak. Failure to speak enables hatred to flourish. After Dad's killing and the massacre which took place in our village, it was quite evident our turn was probably coming. And we started negotiating, and they said, we'll let you leave. All your belongings, including your house, anything that you possessed, you're actually leaving it to us. And we were fine with that. Material possessions are nothing. You want to live, you want to carry on. All these ex-prisoners were actually taken away to various locations across the world for rehabilitation. So England would have taken some. One of my neighbours was taken to Australia. I had relatives in the US and Canada, Germany, Switzerland, so all over the world, really. We ended up living in Dewsbury in the refugee centre for a year. So we moved to Bradford after a year. The people were welcoming. We were helped. People were donating furniture and everything else. So even things like that helped us to actually become an integral part of the local community, and just really to give us an opportunity to stand on our feet and start rebuilding our lives. We were accessing the Bosnia project at the time. We were accessing support from local council in Bradford. We had opportunities to seek support and apply for various grants and support. So the mechanism was there from day one to help us. It felt like it was pre-war state in Bosnia, where you were living with your neighbours in peace and didn't really have to look into their religions and their nationalities. Me and sister immediately enrolled onto an ESOL program at Bradford College. We had to learn English from scratch, because back home I was actually taught Russian. When we arrived, we couldn't speak any English whatsoever. I had enough courage to see if I could study at the university level. So we went to Leeds Metropolitan University at the time it was called. The degree took me 3 years to complete. I got married, I started a family, and then I had 2 jobs as well. I split the job between college and PC World. So I was working in PC World and college at the time. Eventually, I got a full-time position in 2007. Bradford College, one way or the other, has been in my life since I came to Britain. It's become part of me. Looking back at my life so far, I've actually lived in Bradford more than back home in Bosnia. We try to visit Bosnia at least annually. When we travel over the summer, we try to drive every year. You're thinking that you're going home, but when you're coming back, you're coming home as well. I've got 2 homes now. My home is Bradford, but my home is back home in Bosnia as well.